Hey, it's a brand new debut episode, brand new podcast. It's the Morning Juice, man. We're going to get it started. We're going to be talking Broncos, AFC West, NFL headlines. It's what we're all about, man. It's time to get this thing started. Let's get going. Welcome. It's the Morning Juice, man. It's the football show you've all been waiting for. We will talk Broncos. We will talk AFC West. We will talk NFL headlines. My name is Keith Brugman. Welcome to the show. My morning friend. Now my Monday morning friend, Kenny Kirkpatrick. How you doing this morning, buddy?
Doing great, Keith. Let's wish a happy Labor Day to everybody. End the summer. Sad day for some. Great day for others because football's around the corner. But happy Labor Day. It's been a great summer for me. Got away a couple times this summer. So, looking forward to the fall season, and the start of the NFL season starts next week. We had college football start last week, and that's rolling nicely. So football's here. Let's go. And we got this fun show lined up for everybody. And Keith, great job with the intro. I absolutely love it.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Love the show. Can't wait to get it started, man. I'm just want to talk just for a second, man, what we're about, what we're doing over here, man. I know that we do a ton of Broncos show, man, but feels like we always kind of missed out, man. We never got enough time to talk about the AFC West. We never got enough time to talk about some of the major headlines that are happening around the NFL whenever we did our podcast, man. So we're bringing it to you, everybody, right now. The Morning Juice, man. And I can't wait to get everybody all juiced up for this football season, man. I got away this summer, Kenny. I got away just a little bit as well. I had Denver Broncos training camp, and that was always and forever fantastic. Got to go out there, mix it up with the fans a little bit. We got our Hot Take Thursday. We got a live Hot Take Thursday out there from when we were out there at training camp. And Denver, just a great area, man. Always enjoy going out there, having a good time. So good to get away. But like you said, the summer is over. But that doesn't mean we all have to be sad, man, because when fall begins, well, that's football season, man. I can't wait to have a fantastic year talking about, like I said, the Broncos, the AFC West, and all the NFL headlines all throughout the year, man. Kenny, you're the one who kind of set this agenda. Like I said, man, we were pressing. We didn't know if we were going to do a Labor Day show. We know that a lot of people are going to be sleeping in this morning, but we didn't want to really miss the opportunity to maybe kick off this season before it got kicked off for us, because next Monday we're going to have a ton of headlines, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. Lots of headlines, maybe, once, season gets rolling, there'll be some surprises. There'll be some, usual headlines, but we're going to be a little unique. We're going to try and bring you some different stuff that all the other shows aren't doing. So looking forward to this fun new show with you, Keith. And, we got some fun topics and fun names for our segments, Keith. And I think our first one each week, we're Rocky Mountain Sports Network. So we're going to have a little Bronco topic for everybody. And if you're ready, I'm ready to start it off with our first squeeze, Keith. And
let's do it, buddy.
In the first squeeze, it's a simple one for everybody out there. I know people might, like you said, might be sleeping in. It's Labor Day, but if you tune in during the show, play along. If not, give us your answers in the comments later on. Simple. One breakout player for the Broncos this year, Keith.
Now we're we doing just a single one, or one on offense, one on defense? You're giving me both,
one
or just
single one, because we don't know.
Ooh.
It's our first show.
All right.
Then let's pause for a second, Keith, because we have our first comment on our new show coming from the great Roy Osborne. Good morning, Keith and Kenny. Surprise, I'm here. Roy, congratulations. You're the first to be first commenter on our new show, the morning juice here. So welcome. It's not just a Broncos show, Roy. It's a football related show. So any comments, questions, concerns, bring them along, my friend. Good to see you.
Absolutely. My comment, question, or certainly my concern right now is how do I narrow down to just one breakout player? I thought Kenny was going to give me one on each side of the ball. From just what I saw in preseason at training camp, Kenny, if I'm going to pick one breakout player for this Denver Broncos team, I'd love to go with where my heart is at, but my mind is going someplace else. I'm going to go Troy Franklin, man. From what I've seen from Troy Franklin, we've been looking for a number 2 here in Denver for quite some time. Courtland Sutton has been the guy that we've had to rely upon way too much. If Troy Franklin can be the number 2, man, talk about a breakout season. That's my first squeeze, man. That's how I'm getting started, man.
Yeah, that's a great pick, Keith. I think he could very well be the surprise when you look at the wide receiver room. Definitely it's like, okay, somebody in this wide receiver room has to break out for maybe the Broncos to make that deep playoff run. So I absolutely love that pick. We're a morning show, so I put a little fun twist on my pick, Keith. Okay. Breakfast. It's Labor Day. You go for a nice, you have a nice breakfast at home, or if you're going out, your eggs, whatever way you like them, that's going to be your Nick Bonito. So he's not my breakout guy. Your pancakes, it's got to be Zach Allen. I'm going pancakes, Zach Allen. Of course, that's not a breakout. Pancakes is pancakes. Your hash browns, potatoes is going to be Pat Surtain. Solid, of course. He's not my breakout guy. And also your coffee, that's your Jonathan Cooper. But my breakout guy, what don't you have on that plate is some good syrup. And give me a good Vermont maple syrup, straight from Vermont in John Franklin Myers. Break out that breakfast. Put that breakfast over the top. Put some maple syrup. Maybe put some maple syrup on those eggs as well. Spice it up a little bit. Sweeten it up a little bit. John Franklin Myers is going to have a double-digit sack season for those Broncos, and he's going to be the breakout and difference maker. Ooh. The other reason is I look at it all, from now looking at it, not talking about the breakfast. Benito's going to have a lot of double teams. Zach Allen's going to be, double teamed a lot. That's going to leave somebody free, and that's going to be Jonathan Franklin Myers. So JFM, double-digit sacks. I'm going 11.5 to 12 sack season for the man. Then I'm going to have my sack counter each week on the morning juice. We're going to have a sack counter on the wall behind me, and we're going to get to that 10-plus sacks for Jonathan Franklin Myers.
Look at this guy. Well, I also like how Kenny, he's like, only one name, Keith, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to name off like 6 different names in my way to get to one. Kenny, I think you're cheating, buddy. I think you're cheating in the way you snuck that in there. No cheating here, man. Kurt Valente, maybe cheating himself on some sleep. He says, I'm not sleeping. It's game week, baby. Here's my stunner, Drew Sanders. When he comes back, he is going to be unleashed. The Broncos didn't add to the middle linebacker room. When he comes back, watch out. Hey, man, I talked about that when they released the 53, Kurt. I was stunned. That Drew Sanders wasn't an out release from this team or waived. I thought for sure that was going to be the direction they went. Instead, no. He gets the designation. He's on the 53 once he comes back. There's a lot of expectations. Tell you what, Drew Sanders better turn it on, man, because there's a lot of faith, as far as I'm concerned, in the middle linebacker room. Thanks, Kurt, man, for tuning in to the morning juice, man. I can't wait, ready to get juiced up for the season and have a fantastic conversation around the Broncos and the AFC West and the NFL. Kenny, where are we going next, man? Like I said, you kind of set this agenda, buddy.
Thanks for tuning in, Kurt. It's funny. I didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell Kurt. I didn't tell any of my friends because we figured this out late last night, and I didn't get in touch with Kurt to tell him we're going on this morning because our regular debut was going to be next week, but we started a week early. But so thanks, Kurt, for coming in and hanging out with us early in the morning. I know they got school starting tomorrow, so big day for them. So yeah, let's get into it. So again, our show is going to be not just Broncos. For those that's tuning in, we got Denver Bronco Roundup on Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays post game. Our show here is going to be more of a football show. Broncos is going to be our first topic, and we're going to go around the NFL a little bit in what we call the pulp. And in the pulp, it's anything goes football related. So we're going to start the pulp off, Keith, with 3 NFL headlines before the season started. And most recent, Keith, I think we got to get into it. It's been a week now, but Micah Parsons traded to the Green Bay Packers for 2 first-round picks and Kenny Clark. We know they've had problems, Jerry Jones and Micah Parsons. It surprised me a little bit that it happened that fast, and it happened to an NFC rival in the Packers, who have beaten the Cowboys the last 2 seasons in the playoffs. So my question to you, Keith, and to our audience is thoughts on it real quick, Keith, from you, and then a winner and loser from around the league. So not counting the Cowboys, not counting the Packers. Give me a team that is a winner in this trade and a loser in this trade around the league.
Oh, man, sticking it to me.
And while you're doing that, let's say hello to Michael Ronquillo, Keith, sending us 100 stars. Our first star giver on the Morning Juice. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate you as always supporting all our shows. Good morning, Keith and Kenny, and go Bo Broncos. Welcome, Michael. Right now we're around the NFL with the pulp. That's our around the NFL name for our segment here.
The middle segment, right, man? Right there in the center, the pulp. Yep. Yeah, Kenny. So first part of the question, remind me again, man. Now that we got a little distracted with Michael's amazing 100 stars, appreciate it, Michael.
Were you surprised about the trade? And then if you got a winner and a loser, not counting the Cowboys and the Packers, who would be your winner and loser from this trade?
All right. So first and foremost, it's got to be a shocker, man. It's got to be a shocker in some regard that Micah Parsons didn't stay a Dallas Cowboy somehow. I mean, for all the drama and comedy that you can sometimes get in Dallas with Jerry Jones, it seems to work out. It seems to work out, whether it be Dak Prescott or CeeDee Lamb or you name it, right? So I kind of felt like something was going to happen. I certainly didn't expect a trade within the same division. I mean, the conference, NFC conference, right, man? I expected, maybe heaven forbid he's a Charger or something like that. You know what I mean? But wild to me that they end up trading probably one of the better, or if not one of the best defensive players in the league right now. Top 5 for sure. And they give them away, really. I mean, I understand first round draft picks and a 3-time Pro Bowler, but first round draft picks, Kurt Valente is always coming in here and talking about, man, don't give me draft picks. Give me the real thing, the thing I know. Don't give me lottery tickets and get me all hyped up on that. Give me the player. Give me the player that's going to go out there and I know that can produce. And that's what the Packers got, man. So for me, the Packers are still winning in this. And it just goes to show what Jerry is doing down in Dallas is not going to help him in the long run. There's going to have to be an ownership change in the next probably 5 years for that team to be something different. Now, the winner or loser, I'll give you a winner, Kenny. I'm going to give you a winner right now. I'll give you 2 of them. I'm going to say the New York Giants and the Washington Commanders. These are 2 teams that, honestly should be competing behind the Philadelphia Eagles. And I think the Dallas Cowboys just made it a lot easier to be competitive and pick up 1 or 2 wins in that division. I think the Cowboys are a mess. I don't expect much from the Cowboys this year. It's just way too much drama, and I think they actually absolutely handed probably the Giants and the Commanders at least 1 win apiece.
Yeah, you nailed it there. I got a backup in case you said Giants and for loser. I'll give you my winner and loser real quick. My loser is going to be the Cincinnati Bengals. Throwing that team out there because they did not sign Trey Hendrickson yet to their long-term deal. They didn't trade him in the offseason. All right, he's back. He's going to want to get paid close to Micah Parsons' money now, and even more than what he probably would have gotten if they gotten a deal done before the season started. So the Bengals are now in loser territory there for me. Winners, I'll throw one more team out there as a winner, the Philadelphia Eagles. They're playing Thursday against Dallas Cowboys, and Micah was going to be on a snap count anyway, but now you don't have Micah Parsons there. You're week 1 coming off your Super Bowl championship season, and you got this distraction in Dallas now with Micah Parsons not being there. The locker room might be lost. I think Dallas is a big win. Philadelphia is a big winner in this one. So the whole NFC East as a whole, but Philadelphia added to that as well would be my choices there.
The one thing I didn't give you was a loser, real quick, man.
Yeah,
I gotta say the Minnesota Vikings, right? This is a team that's been ultra competitive, I believe, in the NFC North, and really go head to head, obviously, against the Packers, Vikings, and to now get almost like a Reggie White type player once again onto the Packers, right? We know what Reggie White did for the Packers in his heyday, putting them over the top, getting them to Super Bowls, getting Super Bowl wins. Just smells like it, man. Smells a lot like it. So that's my loser.
Love it. Anything else, Micah Parsons, Keith? If not, I'll move on to our second story of the week and the pulp.
Yeah, let's do it, man.
All right, our second story. Again, this one's for everybody to play along. We got 3 quarterbacks listed, and et cetera. Could be a 4th. Give me which one of these quarterbacks you think can have a bounce back season or a really good season with their team. So we got the old timers here. We got Russell Wilson with the Giants starting week 1 against the Commanders. We got Aaron Rodgers starting Pittsburgh, going up against the Jets in week 1. Joe Flacco out there in Cleveland, or an et cetera. If somebody else you think that can, take over as the quarterback, maybe you can throw Daniel Jones in there with Indianapolis if you want to throw a name, a new quarterback, Sam Darnold out there in Seattle. Maybe you want to throw him in there. Who do you like, Keith? Who do you like out of this group?
First guy I like, man, is Michael Ronquillo. He was typing a long comment, so I want to get to that before we jump off to our next subject, because I think he makes a good point. The AFC West division, the Denver Broncos, is the winner in that trade with Micah Parsons, because the Los Angeles Chargers, the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Las Vegas Raiders did not end up getting linebacker Micah Parsons. And he's right, man. That would have been huge for this AFC West and this Denver Broncos team to all of a sudden have to worry about a Micah Parsons on any given Sunday, Monday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Anyway, any given football game. He says, and his loser, Jerry Jones, once again. So, I mean,
good one.
Great call out, Michael.
Absolutely.
Well,
and my prediction, Keith, was going to be Micah Parsons. My friends at work, I had him project. My prediction was the Raiders. So again, winner, like Michael said. I just felt Raiders would have been a spot, hot pick. But yeah, Jerry's definitely the loser here, Michael. I agree.
I think it's a great call out. I think we both missed on both of those, man. A great opportunity to talk about the AFC West too. You mentioned Russell Wilson. You mentioned Aaron Rodgers, you mentioned Joe Flacco, you threw a few other names in there as well. I'm giving you one more, man. And I guess it's going to keep us all talking about the AFC West anyway. Geno Smith, match him back up with Pete Carroll, and what they're doing to turn around the Las Vegas Raiders, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's going to be a scary season, just in general in the AFC West. And I think Geno Smith does have that possibility of once again re-sparking his career. There's a guy that was written off and went to Seattle, and then he was obviously written off by Seattle. They moved on. Pete Carroll, Geno Smith, what they're building in Las Vegas, it's a little scary. That's going to be my breakout vet quarterback for this NFL season.
I like that pick. I did forget about Geno Smith. I'll be a little biased. For those who don't know, I am a New York Giants fan. Bronco fans out there may not like this pick. It might not be a popular pick, but I think Russell Wilson, and I'll say why. With the schedule being as hard as it is, first 2 weeks are winnable games, in my opinion. Washington Commanders' defense is not great. It's average. And their offense, Terry McLaurin just came back. They traded Brian Robinson. So Samuel Cosme, their offensive lineman's out. You might catch the Commanders sleeping in week 1. And then if things go bad in Dallas, like we're expecting, you got week 2 in Dallas, looking at 1-1, maybe 2-0 for Russell Wilson. Maybe he doesn't give up that starting job to our rookie Jackson Dart this year, and he has his bounce back season. When you look at the other guys, Joe Flacco, he's just in a bad situation there in Cleveland. Aaron Rodgers, I don't know what you're going to get from Aaron Rodgers. He's in a tough division with the Bengals and Ravens. They got a tough schedule, so curious to see what they're going to get there. So give me Russell Wilson. Is a little bounce back. I know it's not the popular pick for the Bronco fans, but give me Russell Wilson keeping his starting job this year and giving us Giants a chance at a wild card.
Yeah, you're looking for one. You're looking for one, man. I think you're stretching. I think you're stretching, buddy. Man, out of all those guys, no, Russell Wilson, he has the opportunity now. Not a bad season with Pittsburgh. Now he's with the New York Giants. This, after having that opportunity in Seattle where everyone was writing him into the Hall of Fame, just need to put in a few more seasons, maybe make a few more playoff runs. He was probably set to go. Now it's his opportunity to take. It's his opportunity to seize. We talk about these guys that you listed, Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson, and, well, even to a certain extent, Joe Flacco. I mean, if Joe Flacco goes out there, I mean, shock the world, wins the Super Bowl with the Cleveland Browns, and now he has a couple Super Bowl championships to bookend his career, really. Boy, I mean, talk about a turnaround. It'll be interesting to see these vets, man. Every year it seems like I'm always looking out, Kenny, for when the vets are, on their final on their final stages and kind of making their exit out the door, and those new rookies are coming in and trying to fill that void, right, man? You're talking about big names, those names that we just put out there, especially when you're talking about Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson. Those are a couple of big names that we'll see disappear here in the next few years, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I got one more headline for this week. And,
yes, sir.
Might as well get it out of the way now. Mr. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, and they finally got engaged, and he proposed to her right before the season starts. So my question to you in the audience is simple. Is this going to be a distraction with all the media hype, especially, Friday night, national TV and throughout the season? Is this going to be a distraction for the Kansas City Chiefs as a whole? Or is this just, okay, it's an engagement, nothing to worry about?
If you're going to pose this question to me, I think it's already been enough of a distraction with the whole dating situation and, all the media coverage of Taylor Swift and how many minutes or seconds are we going to see her on screen and all this, it's already been a circus. And to be honest, I think we've already seen the detriment to Travis Kelce's game because of it. Honestly, it might, if anything, turn around. But Kelsey didn't have a good year last year. I think he's on the decline. I think that he does have distractions in his life. I don't think it could get any worse than last year. I think it just stays about the same, and I don't think the distractions necessarily hurt. It's not going to help anything, but I'm not looking for it to hurt anymore. All you Swifties out there, thank you for money. NFL salary cap keeps going up. Appreciate it.
So maybe in our headings, our hashtags, we should have put Taylor Swift, since we're talking about Taylor Swift on here. We could have maybe had some Swifties come on and discuss it with us.
Might be added later. Thank you, Kenny.
I don't think it's a distraction now, because like you nailed it. You said, she's on TV every week. We've had all those distractions. If anything, this may help him. I think a distraction is going to come during the season, because I think now that he's engaged, you get married, they're not in their 20s anymore. They're both 35 going on 36. They may want to start a family. He's going to retire after this season. He's going to make that announcement during the season. This is going to be his last season. And that becomes the distraction out there in KC on top of everything else. That's my bold prediction. Kelsey's going to announce his retirement halfway through the season, a little before the halfway point, and he's going to move on.
Wow.
His brother retired a couple of years, going on 2 years now. I think this is Travis's last year, 35 years old, getting married. I think he's had enough. This is going to be it.
Dang. There you
go.
Like
Roy said, the distraction's going to get worse because he's going to announce his retirement, Roy. It's going to become a media circus out there.
There you go. Well, I it's probably going to only help for this year, but boy, all of a sudden I just talked about it. Legends moving on at some point, man. Travis Kelce, at least for the Kansas City Chiefs, for certain for the Kansas City Chiefs, a legend. He announces his retirement and he's moving on. That will be something, man. And that might. We've been waiting for the straw that breaks the camel's back when it comes to Patrick Mahomes. Travis Kelce could be it, man. Thanks, man. Thanks for the pulp, man. There we are, right in the middle of the show, man. Giving the pulp of what's happening around the NFL a little bit, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I guess we can, we're at the halfway point, Keith. So as always, like we do on Denver Bronco Roundup, I'm going to pass it to you for our halfway intermission break here to announce our sponsor for tonight.
As always, man. Our amazing sponsor, Morgan Trinkets, man. It doesn't matter if it's evenings with the Denver Bronco Roundup or we're right here on the Morning Juice, man. They're our amazing sponsor. Morgan Trinkets has been your headquarters for Southwest Jewelry, Southwest Pottery, Estate Gold, wholesale prices for over 34 years. But now they're just in your backyard, Northern Colorado, Southern Wyoming. If that's your neck of the woods, because we're going on all over the place now with this show. But if you're in Northern Colorado, Southern Wyoming, man, you're all set up. You can go and check out Morgan Trinkets at one of their amazing shows. I believe they're in Red Feather Lake this weekend, and then they'll be heading off to the Greeley Dog Show next. But if you can't get to one of these fantastic venues to check out Morgan Trinkets, don't worry. You're all taken care of by heading on over to Etsy and typing in Morgan Trinkets Co. That's Morgan Trinkets Co. And there you are. You have everything that Pearl has to offer. You're able to see it all. Plus silver, sterling silver, 100% sterling silver. All orders over $50 are shipped absolutely free, and all major credit cards are accepted. Check out our amazing sponsor, Morgan Trinkets, today for your Southwest Jewelry, Southwest Pottery, and Estate Gold at wholesale prices. Kenny, maybe you need some Southwest Jewelry, Southwest Pottery. I think you'd look good with some Southwest garb on. Maybe it's in your future. No,
I like that.
What do we got next, buddy?
There's Pearl saying hello. We'll move on. We're getting to the second half of our show now, and we're going to go. We said at the beginning and top of the show, we're going to talk about the AFC West. So
nice.
We got three matchups, coming up. Three matchups coming up this weekend. First week one. So let's get right into it, Keith. Second half of the show starting now. Let's go around the AFC West, and it's going to start on Friday. We got a Friday night game, national TV. We just talked about Travis Kelce with the distractions possible over there. They're playing in Mexico versus their rival LA Chargers. Keith, thoughts on this game, and who do you like in this game?
Yes. I seen Pearl's comment. No, that's probably my yes game, man. Coffee time. Yes, it is coffee time. The morning juice. Coffee is a juice of some sort. It's a bean juice. This game, man, what a way to kick it off, man. Obviously the Chiefs. Everyone's going to be rooting against the Chiefs. I think we're, as Broncos fans out there, a lot of us, including myself, we're going to be rooting against both teams. We don't want either one of these teams to look good or put on a performance. But one of the things that seems to always hold true, Kenny, when the NFL season starts, you got to be good as a defense. Defense is going to win you some games early, and you got to have a running game because you know that timing of the offensive passing games takes a little bit to come around. We don't see these guys necessarily play a whole lot of preseason with all the starters out there. We don't see them running their full set of plays, so they're very basic. They're just not in sync yet. So if I had to look at these two teams and say, defense, run game, who's going to go ahead and do the best at that to start off the season? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go with the Chargers, man. Harbaugh, that's what he's about, man. And we'll talk more about this AFC West as the weeks continue to grind on. But Amarian Hampton, he's a running back that we'll have to be talking about all season long. It'll be interesting to see that matchup, Amarian Hampton versus Isaiah Pacheco. These offenses go against each other, and then the defenses as well. I know the Kansas City's stacked on defense, but I'm telling you, the Chargers are building something over there, and I think they're going to be a lot more stout than you expect. So for me, I'm super excited for this to be kind of one of the kickoff games here in Mexico. And I'm kind of hoping, maybe it's more of a hope than anything, the Chargers, start off by just giving the loss to the Chiefs right off the bat, because I think we need to see a few more of those throughout the season. We missed a few losses from the Chiefs last year.
Yeah. Well, the good news is one of your rivals is going to come out of the gate most likely 0-1 unless it's a rare tie. But somebody's going to have most likely a loss in week one. And it's good for the Broncos. And when you look at that, you can get a jump on one of these teams with a win. We're going to get to the Broncos in a second. But game's in Mexico. And I think it's going to be a close, hard-fought game. But when I look at the coaches' styles, Harbaugh likes to run the ball, wear down the defense. It's going to be hot and humid out there in Mexico. The Chiefs are not built for that. The Chiefs are a cold weather team. November, December into January, you get cold, icy, snowy weather out there in Kansas City. I think that's going to be the difference in the fourth quarter. And I think the Chiefs pull away with like a field goal win late. They got a really good kicker in Cameron Dicker, and I think that's going to be the difference in this game. I know Harrison Butker's really good too, but I think the defense is going to get worn down late by the Chiefs. The Chiefs defense is going to wear down late, and you're going to get a rarity. You're going to see the Chiefs 0-1 in looking up instead of being at the top after week one.
Pearl's thinking that it's going to be a Kansas City Chiefs win because of this whole Taylor Swift thing, and that's what the NFL wants. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see. The conspiracy theories have got to either wear off or just come back to normalcy. It just seems like the Kansas City Chiefs got all the calls, especially last year. And it's just time for it to be over, man. I want a good called football game. And like you said, and I said, Kenny, I think these first few games, man, it's all about, really down in the trenches type of work. And I think the Harbaugh over Reed coaching wise is where I'm going to go. I'm hoping for a Chargers win, I guess, or more likely like a Chiefs lost. You know what I mean? Being a Broncos fan. So
Yeah.
as we continue around the AFC West, it'll be a fantastic way to kick it off, though, man. And can't wait for this football season.
I like that. Do you like, real quick, Keith, do you like the Friday games added? I know we got this one and then you got Black Friday, but to start the week off, I like the Friday because now you don't have a day off. You get Thursday, Friday, college football Saturday, right into Sunday and Monday.
Yeah. No, it is good. It is good. I mean, from a professional sports perspective, I do feel bad for those who might have high school football players out there on a Friday night, and they're like, "Oh, and your team's playing on a Friday night, or it's the kickoff, you know, kind of the season as well." You know, that's the only thing. I'm glad they haven't went overboard with it. I'm probably more of a traditionalist. I'm a Sunday, Monday type of guy. I would love to have my games all concentrated there. Now it seems like we're every day of the week almost a possibility, and it's fun. It allows you to watch football whenever you really want to, it seems. But yeah, I'm probably more of a traditionalist myself.
Yeah, I get it. And, out here on the East Coast, it's a little different. We got the 8:00 starts, Monday night games. And I know out west in California and Arizona out there where Michael is 5 p.m. So it's kind of hard to get out of work and you're going right to watch football. Me, I got a couple hours before it starts up. So, you
get dinner in, man. That's awesome.
I get dinner in, and but the games are ending close to midnight on my end. So it's the
trade-off.
It's the trade-off. All right, we'll move on. We got the other another AFC West team playing, and it's the Las Vegas Raiders. Excuse me. And Keith, you alluded, you expecting. I know for those watch Denver Bronco Roundup, you think this could be a surprise team, a dangerously surprised team in the NFL. They get an early game out there in New England, week 1. Shouldn't affect them in week 1 going to the East Coast because it is week 1. They can prepare for it. But it is New England, and New England's got some hype about them with Mike Vrabel and their second-year quarterback, Drake May. And they drafted Travion Henderson, so they're building a little offense over there, Keith. Who do you like in this game? What are your thoughts on it?
It's tough to say, but I do got to choose those Raiders. I just think that the Patriots are building, but they were not put in a good place by Bill Belichick trying to be the GM and run that organization until he was ran out of the organization, and now is in college football. And I think they're just trying to put those pieces and parts back together, and the Raiders just happen to be one step ahead of them. I think the Raiders, like you said, I think they're going to be formidable. And honestly, Kenny, as a Broncos fan, I kind of like that. That Raider rivalry when you match up and you're two really great teams, which I'm expecting the Broncos to be, is going to be only that much more exciting. And I think the Raiders go in to New England, they make the travel and they get it done, man. It'll be fun. It'll be fun to watch this Raiders team and how they come together under Pete Carroll, Geno Smith, Ashton Genty, Max Crosby. I mean, they're starting to put some pieces together. I think they're going to be feared once again. They're not going to be the doormat that they've been over the last decade. So, watch out, Patriots, man. I think you got something dark and evil coming into your doors early that Sunday.
Yeah. The Patriots, in my opinion, are going to be better. But, and I promise everybody, Keith and I are not going to agree the whole season on the same teams. But I just think we got a feeling we're going to be on the same page for this week. The Raiders they drafted the superstar in the making, Ashton Genty. They got a superstar of the future in Brock Bowers. They got an offense that they're building that's going to be scary. And I think the Patriots are going to worry about Ashton Genty so much that they're going to forget about Brock Bowers a little bit. And Geno Smith is more than a capable passing quarterback in this league to get to his main guy, Brock Bowers. And I think that's going to be the difference in this game. I could see Brock Bowers coming right out of the gate with maybe 2 touchdowns in this game. That's how much I like him in this game. I think it's going to be the hard-fought, lower scoring game of the week, maybe like a a 20-17 game, 19-16 type of game. But I do think the Raiders come out in this one and get off to 1-0 start, a fast start in the Pete Carroll era over there in Las Vegas. Patriots got a shot, outside shot maybe as the season progresses at a wild card with an easier AFC East minus the Bills. Maybe they can take advantage of the Jets and Dolphins and win some games there versus those teams and fight for a wild card later on. But give me the Raiders in this one, off to a fast start with Pete Carroll.
Yeah. The problem is the coaching and trying to change Henry's style of running, and it's hurting him. Henry, who are you talking about there? I forget.
Is that the Ravens?
Yeah, I mean, that
somebody else though.
Yeah. Pearl, clarify for us. We would love to have the comments come in. I think you make a great point, Kenny. I think this could be a low-scoring kind of game between these two. It's funny because you're talking about 20 some points maybe from each team, and we're talking that's a low-scoring game. That's because in the first few weeks of the NFL, it can be some big blowout type of games as people get situated as well. So, there's going to be some big scores out there. But yeah, you're right. I think this is one of them. And I just got to point out, I can't believe after I go through all the names on the Raiders team, I left out Brock Bowers, because obviously when you talk about Brock Bowers, you did right off the bat when you're talking about the Las Vegas Raiders. Yeah, I think it's just going to be a little bit too much for the Patriots. And even though they're traveling and it's an early start time, it's early in the season, I think the Raiders will be ready to go. But it'll be a lot of storylines throughout this year. We're just guessing right now, man.
We're just guessing. And I got one more for us, Keith, and it has to do with your favorite team. And everybody should know, but if you don't know, Keith's a Broncos fan. Big-time Broncos fan, Denver Bronco Roundup, Rocky Mountain Sports Network. I'm going to change the order up, Keith. I'm going to go first. I'm going to let you talk about your Broncos to finish off the segment. Broncos, surprise team last year. They're coming off of a nice season where they made the playoffs, nice off season. Preseason's been solid. They get the number one pick, Cam Ward, Tennessee Titans. They're going to come in with some aggression. They're going to come in to try and prove that they belong in the NFL and they made the right choice with Cam Ward. But the difference in this game is going to be the Broncos defense. I think you're going to see a Broncos defense that's going to get at least 3 sacks, maybe 4 sacks in this game. And you're going to see 2 to 3 turnovers in this game. Do not think it's going to be a blowout like the experts are saying, 7.5-point line. It's the biggest line of the week. I don't see that happening because it is week 1. You're going to see some struggles. When do you bring in RJ Harvey? When do you bring in Pat Bryant? You want to develop these youngsters to be the guys going forward. So I'm going to call like another low-scoring game, Keith, and it's not going to be the ugliest, but it's not going to be the prettiest of wins. I'm going to go about 20-16, 21-16-ish type game. Broncos pull off the win. Making a couple mistakes of their own, in my opinion, and that's what keeps the game a little closer. But the Broncos too good for the Titans, and get out of week 1 with a victory is the main thing. So that's my opinion on the game. I got the Broncos going 1-0 heading into Indianapolis.
Well, Kenny, you just nailed a lot of the points that I could also kind of reiterate. The Titans team is a team that obviously struggled. They get the first overall pick. They don't have much direction. They have injured quarterbacks. They have an offensive line that's struggling. They don't have the weapons to put up necessarily the points. They're trying to figure it all out. From Treylon Burks to you name it. I mean, just bad drafts and bad free agent pickups. Heck, even Lloyd Cushenberry's over there, man in the center position. After they signed him away from the Broncos on a huge contract, most of which people are saying, why did that happen? I know that the Broncos haven't started off hot. But the conversation has been from Sean Payton, that's absolutely got to happen. It's what we got to do. And there's not too much time to do it because after a couple games in, man, then that really cranks up as far as the intensity on the schedule. I'm believing the line. I'm a firm believer that I think that we should be able to go in, especially not even go in, stay home and welcome the Tennessee Titans and start off our season. I'm going to talk about utter domination on all aspects of this football game and come in with a 31-10 victory for the Denver Broncos. Nice. I think there's no reason that they're stout up front. Tennessee Titans are stout up front. It'll be interesting to see what our run game can do and how it's going to get going, especially in this wide zone scheme. But the offensive weapons we have, I just got done talking about Troy Franklin and Cortland Sutton. Evan Ingram comes into play. We talk about this defense and the way that they're going to be able to limit this Tennessee offense. I think it's going to be huge. I think that, short fields for the Broncos all day long. Let's just put it that way. They'll squeeze out some points, but 31-10 victory, that's what I'm going with, man.
Love it. Love it. Looking at our time, Keith, I think we can move on to our final segment area.
Yeah, I'm going to hit a few comments just really quick. Yeah. Roy Osborne's he's thinking like a 24-10, and that's right along where I'm at. Pearl's coming in and saying the Broncos will win. And she also, I'll pose this to you. Question is, how good is Cam Ward? Now, I'm going to, like you said, run with it. Rookie season is sometimes not always, indicative of a final career setting, standings. Who do you think Cam Ward is in the NFL, and how do you think he'll do, this year versus the future?
Scale of 1 to 10, I think how good he is right now, I'm going to say a 7. How good could he be? He could be a 9 quarterback. He was a good college quarterback, Pearl, and went to the University of Miami, transferred over there, and had a solid season. Now, that being said, he had a lot of weapons down there in Miami. So we're going to see how that translates into the NFL with the team that's rebuilding, and if he can overcome that, let's say, because we've seen quarterbacks struggle. Trevor Lawrence, number 1 pick, was supposed to be the best thing since Peyton Manning, and he struggled. And so there are quarterbacks that struggle, that can't overcome that mountain when it comes to a team rebuilding. So that's my only concern with him. If he can overcome that, he could be something special especially in a weaker AFC South. You could be looking at the Titans winning that division in a couple years. But if he struggles and he can't handle it, it's going to be a short NFL career for him.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to put it, Kenny. It's all about where you land. If they can get this turned around, I think Cam Ward has some great talent. But, we've seen great talent get wasted on pitiful teams sometimes. And Tennessee Titans aren't necessarily ranked among the top. Let's just put it that way. They got some work to do.
Yeah.
One more.
Well, yeah.
I just popped in. Mr. David Slade coming in here. Good to see you, Dave.
What's up, Dave?
He's saying, good morning, fellas. I am going 24 for the Denver Broncos and 16 for the Titans. The Broncos offense has not gelled yet. I saw Cam Ward play this in a preseason game in Tampa Bay this year, and he looked good and confident. So looking for a little bit closer game, but still hoping the Denver Broncos pull out that win. I know Dave's a big Broncos fan as well, so maybe that's
enjoy the game, Dave. Enjoy it. Let us know. Yeah. Let us know what the experience was over there.
Oh no, he said he got to check out the preseason.
Oh, I'm going. Okay, yeah, I thought you were going, Dave. Sorry,
no. He's just going to prediction 24-16. So I love it. Maybe, like I said, just pulling for your hometown team because he sounds like he's a little indecisive in his comment there. Okay, Kenny, we got to get to it, man.
Yeah,
what are we doing now?
We got a couple quick ones to end the show. Our games of the week, Keith. I'll start it out. This is our final one, the last drop. Blowout victory, Keith. I'll go first. We talked about it at the beginning of the show, the Micah Parsons trade. Philadelphia coming off their Super Bowl victory. Philadelphia's home. Those fans are going to be rowdy. Those are the rowdiest fans in the NFL. They are not going to take Dallas lightly. They're gonna pick on Dallas in the stands. They're going to pick on Dallas on the field. This is my blowout victory, national TV, first game of the year, a double-digit victory for the Eagles.
All right, blowout for me. I'll head off to a matchup on Sunday, early morning Sunday matchup, just to go a little bit something different, man. Do we expect much from the Browns? Probably not. I know there's been some distractions in Cincinnati, but I'll go ahead to blow out Bengals over the Browns. I mean, until the Browns prove something different, man, I'm going to be probably betting against them every single week, man. So I'll go Bengals blowing out the Browns in week 1.
I like it. I'll piggyback to you for the upset of the week.
Ooh, upset of the week, man. It's really tough to say where the upset could be. I'm going to stick in that early Sunday morning's time slot, though, man. How about Justin Fields upsetting the Steelers and Aaron Rodgers? I think that would just be a fantastic headline. Aaron Rodgers is supposed to be that guy, the guy that, is that vet. And then you got Justin Fields, the guy that just seems to get passed over left, right, and otherwise. I'd love for the Jets to just blow out the Steelers and kind of set a different precedent in the mindset right out in week 1. So that'll be my blowout, man. I'll go Jets over the Steelers.
Okay. And do you have that's your upset, you mean?
Upset, yes. Upset. Upset.
You know what? We're getting close to the end of the show, so I'm going to double dip. That was my pick, Jets. So not going to go my backup pick here. I'm going Jets. So those sports wagering fans, you might want to pick the Jets this week. Defense is going to be the difference in this one. The Jets are at home. I think the Jets defense with Aaron Glenn, I think that's how they're going to try and win games and run the ball with Breece Hall and Braylon Allen. Steelers have Aaron Rodgers situation. Plus, they have a rookie running back who I like, but it's his first game, and he's coming into New York, Caleb Johnson. So DK Metcalf, TJ Watt, of course, they're going to make some plays, but I'm going to go ugly, low-scoring, upset victory for the New York Jets. And Fireman Ed, for those who don't know, he'll be up on the shoulders going Jets, Jets, and Jets will get the upset victory. And then our last one, Keith, my best game of the week that I'm looking forward to, underrated game. I'm going the late game on Fox, Detroit versus Green Bay. I think, and you getting Micah Parsons will probably be on a snap count, but we're going to see him in the Green Bay uniform, and Detroit Lions, who, in my opinion, people are overlooking this year. They had a lot of injuries last year. I think this could be their Super Bowl run when people aren't talking about them as much. They lost their coordinators. Curious to see how their offense and defensive look for game 1 without Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn, who we just mentioned. So I'm looking forward to Detroit Green Bay as a game besides Denver and Giants that I'm looking forward to watching.
All right. I'll be honest. Because of the podcast and podcasters I watch, one of the ones that I'm going to be really interested to see, Michael Penix and the Atlanta Falcons versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think that's going to be a heck of a good game, man. And, I want to see what Michael Penix, the left-handed quarterback, the guy you never get to see out on the football field all that often, the lefty QB, does for this Atlanta Falcons team. They went through, the whole Kirk Cousins, debacle last year. They pretty much had Penix, on a block of ice for the most part all last year, but now it's his. And I just talked about earlier about those teams that are rising up, and we want to see those new quarterbacks kind of take over for the aging ones that are coming out. Michael Penix fits that mold. I'm excited to see Michael Penix versus Baker Mayfield, man. And that should be an interesting football game, in my opinion.
Excellent pick there, because I'm curious to see how their rookie Emeka Ibuka does for the Buccaneers on the Buccaneers side of the ball. Bijan Robinson, great running back. And Dave's got a good one too, Bears and Vikings. You get J.J. McCarthy and you get Ben Johnson's first game as head coach Monday night. Should be a good one.
That's true, man. Look, I mean, J.J. McCarthy was the talk of the town, especially here, even here in Denver. A lot of people thought J.J. McCarthy was going to be the guy instead of Bo Nix. A lot was, I don't know, dreamt of what J.J. McCarthy could be at the NFL level. Has to take that year off because of an injury. He finally now gets to go out there and start leading this Vikings football team. And then the Bears, man. Ben Johnson, does he get Caleb Williams, the guy who was the top pick? You know what I mean? Does he go out there and he get him all, squared around in this team in the right direction? Big NFC North matchup. That'll be a good one, man. Good call out, Dave.
Absolutely. I know we're looking up on the time. Our final segment I can get done in 1 minute, Keith. Put the 1 minute countdown on. With our last segment's called Toasted. Toasted is going to be just like it sounds. Either could be a player, could be a team that got toasted. It's mostly going to be NFL, but with no NFL games this week, we went college football. So 4 top 10 teams are getting toasted by Kenny Kirkpatrick. Okay. Number 1 team, Texas. Ohio State beats them, crushes them on defense, 14-7. Arch Manning, 17-30, 170 yards, touchdown and an interception. Ohio State gave Texas the old Texas toasted. My second one, Keith, out of the top 10 that got toasted this week, the Alabama Crimson Tide go into 2-10 Florida State Seminoles last year. And what does Florida State do? They destroyed them 31-17, excuse me. And Florida State gave them the old Florida Gulf shrimp toast. My third one, Dave, you're listening. You're LSU Tigers. Everybody had Clemson, number 4, Death Valley. They can't lose at Death Valley to LSU. Well, LSU gave Clemson the old shrimp gumbo with a side of toast and dipping it in that nice spicy sauce. Gave it to them. Defensive game. Neusmeyer looked good. Dave, congratulations on LSU. They're going to be a dangerous team in the SEC and hopefully get into those playoffs. Dangerous team in the playoffs. The last one, I'm wearing the green and orange. Miami Hurricanes. Notre Dame Fighting Irish went down early in the week, and those fair-skinned Irish boys got their skin toasted out there in Miami, Hard Rock Stadium. And Miami comes out with the victory, 27-24 on a last-minute field goal. Those are my toasted of the week. We'll mostly have NFL going forward, but change it up a little bit. We went a little college football, top 10 toasted teams of the week.
Kenny, no one does it better, man. No one does it better. Taking a genre or a segment like that we've named and matching it up, man. Shrimp toast and Texas toast and you name it. It was Roy that came in early and said that, hey, Arch Manning didn't look good. He was going to put that on the orange segment since we were all about the juice this morning on the Morning Juice Football Show, man. Great show, man. Great debut episode. Got to get over to Gamer Kid. He says, hi, leaving a thumbs up on the podcast. And Gamer Kid 75, the GOAT. Thank you, man, so much. Love that we got a new face in here. Love that you're giving the thumbs up. He's over there on YouTube. That's a great segue. I just got to say this really quick. Please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification button. We're going to have a lot of changes. Obviously, we got a morning show now. You never know what's going to be happening over here on the Rocky Mountain Sports Network and, of course, our new show as well. So, we want you to hit every single avenue to hear us, if at all possible. We do go on to Apple Podcasts and Spotify, but believe me, those thumbs ups, those emojis, those likes, those go a long, long way, man. Appreciate you, Gamer Kid 75. He says, I'm a Kentucky Wildcat fan, and maybe we'll have a little bit of that for you as well. And the CU Buffs got toasted. Ugh, says Dan as well. Good to see you, Dan, as we wrap up a debut episode of the morning Juice Football Show, man. It's been a great one, Kenny. Let's get some final thoughts, man, as we've stacked up these comments and we've had such a great interaction on a debut show, a Labor Day. that we didn't even know if we wanted to do this because we know y'all want to sleep in and enjoy maybe a little extra time. So we appreciate you enjoying some time with us.
And thank you, Dave. Thank you, Gamer. Thank you, Pearl, Michael, everybody out there. A lot of names to list, but Keith nailed it. Happy Labor Day, everybody. Summer is over, so we're down, but then those frowns turn upside down because we got football, and we got football tonight. Bill Belichick's debut is tonight, Keith.
There you go.
UNC Tar Heels home against TCU is interested. I'm curious to see how he does, but happy Labor Day, everybody. Enjoy your barbecues, whatever you do. I'm going to be having some burgers with some sauteed mushrooms and, side of French fries on the side for my Labor Day dinner. So enjoy it, everybody. Summer's over, but you know what? Go whatever team you root for, Broncos, Giants, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Let's have a good week one, and we'll see everybody next Monday for the next Morning Juice. Can't wait to see you guys there.
Pearl's liking the morning show. I guess we had a couple, maybe an issue over on YouTube. It came on a little bit later than expected. But hey, if you're hitting that notification button, hopefully you're still getting tuned in. Appreciate everyone that joined in. Good to see Dave, man. Dave's probably, busy in the evenings, and now we're catching him. Gamer Kid, Dan, Pearl, like you said, Michael Ronquillo coming in here and getting us started with some stars on our debut episode. Thank you, Michael Ronquillo. Thanks to everybody. Roy Osborne. Can't wait to grow this show, Kenny. It's going to be fun. Kurt Valente, man. Didn't expect Kurt Valente in here like with his morning cup of coffee. He probably doesn't drink coffee, though. That's just my guess.
He doesn't drink coffee. His last day off. School starts tomorrow out there in New Jersey. So, welcome back teachers and staff, at the schools. So welcome back, everybody.
I think you got me inspired, though, or this show inspired me. You're talking about what you're doing for Labor Day. We were just talking about doing a little bit of breakfast on the Blackstone. Maybe that's what we're doing for our Labor Day dinner, man, with the morning juice and a little Labor Day. I'm all inspired, man. Maybe some bacon and eggs coming off the Blackstone this morning. I don't know. I'm not really sure, man. But Kenny, fantastic show, man. Can't wait to ride this entire season and years to come. Again, for just everybody, we're going to be talking Denver Broncos football. We'll be talking the AFC West. And then we'll also just be plugging in those NFL headlines that we get every single week, man. There's big things happening all around the NFL. Can't wait to be talking football with you, Kenny, on the Morning Juice, man. I guess we do got to get out of here.
You may get a little sprinkle of college football once in a while, too.
Kenny's going to sprinkle that college football because Keith doesn't do
like we did today.
Yeah, exactly. A little sprinkle. Gotta put some sprinkles on those pancakes, whipped cream, sprinkles, There you go. Fantastic show, Kenny. Let's go ahead and let's roll on out of here. Make sure that everyone has a fantastic Labor Day. Enjoy the last day of the weekend, man. Can't wait to see you all next Monday for the Morning Juice. But stay tuned, man, because there's also new things happening on the Rocky Mountain Sports Network. You'll want to catch us. Hit that notification button so you never miss a podcast. Kenny, appreciate you, man.
Juice it up. That's how we'll do our outro. Juice it up. Cheers, everybody. Happy Labor Day.
Happy Labor Day. Enjoy yourselves. Can't wait to see you again. Take care, everybody.